Zombie Man's in chunks, and my mask is in chunks. Child Emperor is in chunks. Murata-san, you have blessed us with the new One Punch Man chapter. And it's finally not a redraw, and we finally get to see the aftermath of everything that's been going on with Psycho Orochi. Unfortunately, we don't see Blast anymore, or Saitama, or Flashy Flash, so still have no idea what's going on with that. But the cool part is, finally, the Monster Cadre have come out, and the S-Rank heroes are fighting them. It's a pretty traumatizing chapter, as you'll see in a minute if you haven't read it yet. We only have the raw, don't have the translations yet, so once translations come out, if there's anything critical and important, I'll make a video on that. The chapter opens up with Tsuryu, who's waking up in the hospital. This is the last time we've seen him since he got crushed by Goketsu, and seems like he's got all his teeth now, so that's good. We saw during that chapter he just got beaten to a mashed up tomato. He was missing teeth and he was wrangled, right? Saitama saved him, but he's back and he's healing up now. Now this is kind of important for the webcomic because he's going to be playing an integral role like in the next season, or maybe not integral, but he's coming back, which is pretty cool because he was such a nice character that they introduced. Like, he's super powerful, he's not a hero, he believes in martial arts, he's kind of like Bruce Lee but with like super strength, and a lot of fans really like this character, me included. As he's in the hospital recovering, he sees what's going on TV, and so basically news is covering the whole S-Rank hero battle versus the Monster Association. All of the heroes and everything are cheering because they just defeated Orochi. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to see Orochi in this chapter, and I'm pretty sure that he is actually dead. But Psychos should still be alive. We don't see that in this chapter, but then one of the next upcoming battles, major spoiler alert if you're not familiar with the webcomic, which I hope you are, you should be reading it if you're a One Punch Man fan. Psychos should come out and she should battle Blizzard, and Blizzard will get some upgrades in that battle as well. So that's going to be super exciting. We've got the two fine-ass females going up against each other in One Punch Man, and that should definitely be exciting, but that's probably coming in the next chapter, I'm assuming. So anyways, everybody is cheering. We see kind of like the culmination of the battle. Tatsumaki is just wrecked at this point. She's bloody, she's completely exhausted, but that whole spear thing that she created was just completely epic, and everybody's just in awe of this. Me included. Everybody was going crazy over that chapter. Such a good chapter. And even Fubuki here, very proud of her sister being so powerful and so amazing. But they don't get to celebrate for too long because all of a sudden the ground starts shaking and everything. Really love this panel here. So much artwork of Bang Bomb, Atomic Samurai, Prairie Prairie Prisoner, and Darkshine. You can see the ground starting to break up and everything. I'm not sure what this panel here is of Silver Fang like talking about something, but he's like probably thinking to himself like, yeah, this can't be the end of it, or something like that. I'm really curious to get these translations. We'll have them in the next day. Interestingly, Tatsumaki is like thinking of Blast right now, and like there's this cool looking black hole behind him, and there's all these little like black hole particles and stuff like that. I'm wondering why, like, did she sense him come in? Because how else would she know? Like when Blast came in to talk to Saitama and Flash, that was underground, so she shouldn't have known about him unless they have some sort of psychic connection, or she could somehow feel his energy down underneath. So now we're gonna go to the battle between Homeless Emperor and Zombie Man, and as we saw from their fight before, he just like kept destroying Zombie Man over and over and over again, just like melting his whole body. He's basically like the perfect counter to Zombie Man because Zombie Man needs to regenerate, and Homeless Emperor pretty much has like infinite energy to just like keep nuking your body. So you could just like keep him in this state of like being a skeleton. And so as Zombie Man is recovering, my mask flies out, and he's kind of like in this like half monster state. He flies in to try and surprise attack Homeless Emperor, and that's when we see Black S come in and just burst out of the ground and grab my mask. Now the thing is, Black S is probably, I mean, it's hard to say which one of the Monster Cadre are the strongest. They're arguably all stronger, all stronger than the Monster King Orochi himself. You're going to start to see that here, and I think that's why Murata took so much time redrawing all these old chapters of the S-Rank heroes fighting the Monster Cadres, because like he really wants to show the might of these new characters, these new villains that are going to pop out. They're going to play such an important role in the battle that's coming up right now. And Black S is like, I feel like he's probably the strongest of all of them. I mean, I could be wrong here, but he seems to be just like almost invincible. We know he's not, but he is just his abilities are just absolutely crazy. And anyways, he pops out, he grabs my mask, and that's when his counterpart, Ugly Furher, comes out and punches him in the face. And look at this punch. It just arcs his whole body down. This art from Murata is absolutely crazy. And you see here how basically all of the S rank heroes have some counter. And this is like kind of why the monster cadre are so strong. My Mask isn't an S rank hero, but he's pretty much S rank level. And his counter is Ugly Furher because My Mask can't stand ugly things because, spoiler of the webcomic, again, he is a monster himself and he kind of like hates how ugly he gets. The more he transforms, the more ugly he gets. And so this guy just basically makes him freeze up, and he's like, My Mask is terrified of this guy. Zombie Man's counter is Homeless Emperor. Atomic Samurai's counter is Black S. Child Emperor's counter is Evil Natural Water. And Pig God's counter is Gums, who has a similar ability, I guess just like Pig God's ability times 10, like he's just all mouth, right? Anyways, this punch from Ugly Furher just cracks My Mask, completely wrecks him, and as you see from the next page, his face is completely smashed in. So this is like traumatizing to watch. It's crazy. And then he gets ripped in half. Okay, so Ugly Furher takes his legs, straight up rips him in half, something like a Titan from Attack on Titan would do. And is he dead? Like, my question is he dead? So Murata does change the story, little pieces of it, and this is particularly interesting because if a My Mask is dead here, I mean, the next arc with Blue all starts with basically Saitama saving a My Mask in his monster form. And so if a My Mask is dead here, like, that's going to change the future arc, like, quite a bit. I mean, Murata could still write the meeting between Saitama and Blue in some other way, but this is still pretty crazy to have someone like this die. Now, he is a monster. Maybe he's going to show his full monster form here. We've seen things from Murata showing up a lot earlier in the manga than they did in the webcomic, so I'm thinking maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just going to like mutate and regrow his body somehow, and you know, we're going to see his full powers, full transformation here. And then they'll still have to rewrite things in the future. But anyways, it's still pretty interesting. Wow, like this is just crazy. Just like being ripped in half from the legs after your face got punched into a pancake. I mean, holy crap, dude. So we see here Child Emperor is trying to rescue Zombie Man and take him out of the battle. And that's when Ugly Furher steps on Zombie Man, turning him into a pancake. Now, Zombie Man is immortal as far as we know, but you can basically beat him by just like continually destroying his body, and you know, he doesn't really have any powers besides maybe some super strength or speed, but they haven't really divulged into that. It's basically just like he just wears you out of your stamina because he just comes back forever. Ugly Fur here is like showing off his strength. I feel like he's like kind of like the Dark Shine of the group. He's just like this big tank, you know, this juggernaut. And now he gets in the face of Child Emperor, who's not looking too hot. I mean, we saw when Child Emperor fought the Phoenix Man, Child Emperor used like his whole arsenal. Like, so I don't really think Child Emperor has too much of his mechanics left. I'm not really sure how much more he's going to be able to contribute, but he still does have plenty of tricks up his sleeve. Again, not really sure what Ugly Furher is saying here, but he comes in for the finishing blow, and that's when we see Homeless Emperor like making like a Frieza death ball up here, and he launches it at Child Emperor, and it appears to vaporize him. So, did My Mask die, and did Child Emperor both die in this chapter? Now, I don't think so. I think they're both probably going to come back. In the webcomic, Child Emperor gets pretty messed up, but I mean, they're really making it look here like Child Emperor is dead. I mean, and My Mask, he's ripped in half. Like, he's not Zombie Man, right? He can mutate his body and kind of grow into a monster and get strong, but like My Mask does have some sort of level of regeneration capabilities, like super healing, so I think he'll be okay. And I'm pretty sure here we've seen Child Emperor kind of like survive attacks like this by like whipping out some robot at the last second, which like tanks the blast, so he's probably okay, but it's still like they're trying to give off that vibe that two S rank level heroes just got wiped out, and like Murata's really trying to show how strong these monster cadre are, and like, yeah, they are insanely powerful. Now, I just wanted to point out here that this blast very much looks like one of the black holes that Blast uses. They always symbolize Blast with a black hole, and it looks almost exactly like this, except the center is black instead of white. So it's possible here that Blast maybe at the last second warped in and saved Child Emperor, and maybe nobody saw it. So I just want to leave that out there. I'm not 100% sure that's what this is, but it definitely looks like it could have been a Blast black hole which saved Child Emperor's life. And that blast just rockets through the landscape, and now we see Atomic Samurai and Iaian. They're going to have to go up against Evil Natural Water. And we saw what he did in the last redraw. He shot out a laser beam and it just like pierced through Iaian's sword. It just like cut out a chunk of it. So like anything that Evil Natural Water shoots at, it's just like, it's almost like Homeless Emperor level, where Homeless Emperor is more like destructive, whereas Evil Natural Water is more like laser beams, as you can see from this. But obviously, like any of these cadre, they're all like stronger than the S rank heroes, except for like maybe Tatsumaki. And it'd be really interesting to see Silverfang go up against one of these guys. I'm not sure if he's going to, but maybe he could do something. But Atomic Samurai's rank 4, and he got completely wrecked by Black S. So that should say something, even though he is like the ultimate counter. And now we see Gums burst out of the ground. He almost eats Tank Top Master, but Pig God saves him. And this is, again, another counter. You know, Pig God, his whole power is he just like eats stuff and digests it. And that's what Gums does too. But like the difference is Gums' entire body is a mouth. So he can obviously like eat more stuff. He can eat like Pig God pretty easily. This is the introduction to the monster cadre's strengths and powers against an army of S rank heroes, showing that they just blast everything like it's nothing. So the S rank heroes are in dire straits here. Tatsumaki is worn out. She's tired and exhausted. Zombie Man's in chunks. And My Mask is in chunks. Child Emperor is in chunks. Saitama and Flashy Flash, we don't even know where they are right now because they're off with Blast somewhere. And Garo will be coming up fairly soon as well to wreak havoc even more. So this is super exciting because I remember like when One Punch Man Season 2 was airing, I was talking about this going on, and that was like 2 years ago or something like that. So like we're finally here now in the One Punch Man manga, and I'm excited. Homeless Emperor, Black S, Ugly Fur, Gums, and Evil Natural Water, the 5 monster cadre. They are about to just unleash hell on the S rank heroes. And we're also going to get Fubuki versus Psychos, and then Garo will come. But it seems like Murata's changing quite a few things here. So interesting developments in the One Punch Man manga. If you guys enjoyed this, if you're not completely traumatized like I am, leave a comment and like down below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.